I'm going to crack this thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. We are a part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. Follow us and the network on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Soon to be, I don't know, we just had this conversation. We're not fans of Threads right now. I don't like how there's not a browser. There's a lot of things we're not a fan of. So possibly Threads, where we can complain about that social media. But I am here with my good buddy, and I'm going to do this. Josh Kimmel OUS, and I am Josh Wingate 302. How you doing?
Good, man. I just queued up the home run derby on my phone, watching it right here.
I did the exact same thing.
And let me tell you why. I'm super annoyed today.
Oh, yeah?
Every morning I have the same routine with my son. We wake up, we watch Nick Jr. I make him some sausage and eggs. We watch Blue's Clues 2 times, and then it's bath time. Since that time, I have not been able to find my remote control to my television. So therefore, everything is dependent on one little controller these days. I can't turn on my TV.
How have they not invented a controller that like has the same kind of technology that your phone does? So through your Apple Watch, you can just bring this down a little bit, pull this up, and then, oh, it's not going to do it. And then you get a notification like, hey, there's my phone, and I can go find that thing.
Yeah. So I have this thing that I never use. I had to actually find it and find batteries. I had to find batteries because nobody uses these things anymore. That's how I can watch TV, but I cannot control the cable box. And yes, I still do cable because I'm not a savage. Yeah. I don't know the cable cutters. I'm into that.
How does that even work? Because in order for you to watch cable, you have to have a good quality internet. And that normally, I don't know about anyone else, but that normally runs me around $100. And then in order for me to get the channels that I need, that's going to run me about $125. And that's more than I'm currently paying right now for cable and internet.
The whole cutting the cord thing is a scam. It's good if you're not if you're not into sports or live TV.
Yeah,
that's totally fine. But people like us, we're into sports and live TV, and we need live TV. So that's why I keep my cable box. I don't know how you streamers do it. Oh, YouTube TV. It's the same price as cable. What are we doing here? Exactly. I don't understand what's happening, but that's what the streamers want to do, I guess. I don't know. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk, I think, football.
Yeah, we're here to talk football. But also, I have this thing.
I was going to ask you if you're drinking.
My brother-in-law brought this during the 4th of July. And he was like, man, I really do not like these. He's like, you should try one. I'm like, well, first, thanks. And 2, I didn't try it. So now I'm going to try it now because he left one in my fridge. And I was looking through there.
Modelo 1 is that like we have 1 calorie or 1
carb?
Oro.
It's Oro.
Oh, I thought I said a 1.
It's 90 calories, 3 carbs.
Oh, hell yeah. Is it a seltzer?
No, it is a Modelo.
Okay. I bet you they're delicioso.
So we're going to do the old standard. Ooh, that sounded so good in this new microphone.
Doesn't sound good. I don't like it.
Oh, my goodness. The man of the people just did it again.
That sucks. I threw a few back.
When?
Saturday.
There you go.
Yeah, Saturday. Well, 4th of July did nothing.
Here is the guy with the garbage baseball team who got swept over the weekend.
Live watching the home run derby. Yes, Randy Rosarina. They're leading him off. He's going to lead off That's tough, man. Because you're like, what if you hit 14 ball? I don't know. I don't watch home run derbies much. What if you hit 14? You're like, yeah, I'm feeling good.
Well, they're head to head now.
I know they're head to head, but you would think. I always find it when I watch home runs, especially tournament style. The guys in the later rounds, like the guys in the later, they crush it. Because they see how the wind's going, I guess. They see, I don't know. I have no idea. But watch. You're going to watch this tournament. The guys that are going to bat last are going to be the best.
Yeah. Oh, we could find that. I mean, possibly. But The guys that do bet last are going to be the ones that win it because they're the ones that are going to advance into the next round.
I'm talking about in like the first round. You'll see like some guy go on a run and he's the last guy. Josh.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you're going to watch this because I know you're a newfound baseball fan. You found baseball again. It's entered your life. You have been baptized by the MLB once again, and you have found baseball again.
Does he even have one? This is rough. Right there. This is a rough 30 seconds. Yes, I was excited. Last week when we did the All-Star game preview, not preview, but just ran down the rosters. Yeah. I didn't wonder Franco in there. I didn't see a Rosarina in there. What happened? Did they just throw in a bunch of people?
Rosarina has to be in there because he's in the Home Run Derby.
He wasn't on the list. The only Rays All-Star.
They might have added him late.
The only Rays All-Star was Yandy Diaz that we spoke about. I was outraged by it. But now it looks like, it's my turn in the mock draft. Guys, we're also doing a fantasy mock draft.
We got a lot going on right now.
I didn't even tell you where I threw beers at. I threw beers back at the Scott Fish Bowl.
I remember that. And you went and threw your Johnson down on the table and said,
I did.
I'm taking Travis Kelce. Was it 1-1?
101.
Wow.
First pick. First, look, there was 3 drafts going on at the same time. Because it's a big draft. If you don't know what the Scott Fish Bowl is, you're kind of out of touch. It's one of the biggest. It is the biggest fantasy tournament. Over 3,000 people, and we had 3 drafts going on in Orlando. And I was in the middle of one, and I said, "Put Kelce on the board." Everyone else was a coward. They went Hurts and they went Mahomes, or Allen. I don't know. Cowards. I say cowards. Kelce was the way to go.
So it went Kelce, Hurts, and then Mahomes.
You got to know these rules, man. These rules, you get a full fantasy, full point like for rushing first downs. So that's huge for rushing quarterbacks. It's a big advantage.
Oh, because there's a guy in Buffalo that's not going to be good there.
Well, Jalen Hurts had more and is better at that. I would suspect that Jalen Hurts will get more rushing first downs because he does that quarterback sneak more than anyone else in the league.
But I think teams are going to hone in on that and try and stop that a little more this year. And they've had a whole offseason to protect against that. So we could see something different. We also at one point said, how is anyone going to stop Colin Kaepernick? He's huge. He runs so fast. And then everyone said, well, you get an offseason to game plan to get the guy and figure out how to play him. And then they decided, okay, he's not as good. So, yeah. But with that being said, the question is, on the AFC side of the ball, how would these teams play out if they lost their QB1?
Every team
in the AFC. We did this for the NFC, and I don't know about you, but I believe we came through with the 49ers. Dallas or the 49ers?
Both of them. We didn't say who'd win the championship game. Okay. We never said that.
So it came down to the 49ers and Dallas in the championship game. And that was because every team lost their QB1. And we felt like the teams that were built around these 2 teams were just superior to the other teams in the NFL. And also their backup quarterbacks were just better and more likely to win a couple games for these teams. So, yeah, let's move on to the AFC side of the game of the NFL. So teams like, and I believe last time we started out, we went division by division. So let's do that again. We have the AFC East. With that, we have the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. And the current QB2s of those teams are, and this is so ugly, Kyle Allen, Mike White, Bailey Zappi, and Zach Wilson.
Man, it's tough because then you look at the teams and you say, if you take Josh Allen away, is Buffalo really that good? Are they really that special?
Yep.
Same thing could be said. You have to evaluate every single team. You're going to be surprised, but I don't think you will be. I think I'm going the Patriots, the best. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you why. I don't think the talent gap between Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones are that far off. But I do believe that the coaching intelligence from the New England side to the rest of the division is a big gap.
Okay.
A big gap. And the experience matters. And he can win. He's done it with Matt Castle. He did it with Tom Brady when he was young. He could have done it with Jimmy Garoppolo. We see him doing it with Mac Jones now. They were still competitive. Whereas Miami kind of fell off the cliff last year without Tua. And we never seen the Bills without Josh Allen. When we did, they were terrible. But that was forever ago, so we wouldn't know. And as far as the Jets, we've seen Zach Wilson. We've seen it. He is a backup quarterback.
I think I'm going to take the Jets as number one. Because, yes, we've seen it. But there isn't that superior quarterback that he can go against to beat him. But I do think the team around him is so much better this year that I do think he could elevate his game and elevate the team as well enough for them to win the division. In a weaker division because of the starting quarterbacks that are in there. Yeah, and I would probably go Dolphins number 2 because while the quarterback's not there, you don't need the quarterback with the weapons that you have around the quarterback in this offense, and you can just play that short passing game and create big plays from that. So I would say Jets number 1, Dolphins number 2, Patriots number 3, and probably Bills number 4.
So yeah, I was going to ask you the more intriguing question is who's the worst team, and we all agree it's Buffalo.
Yeah.
Now that has something to do with going into the season, even with Josh Allen. I don't think they're the best team in that division. I don't think they're a top 4 team in the AFC. I've been saying this for years, by the way, guys. This isn't something new. They've always been losers, and they will continue to be losers. That's just their thing. They are the lovable. They're the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC.
Whoa.
What I mean by that, at least Dallas wants the Super Bowls. Buffalo's just a long time disappointment, and they'll continue to be that way because they just rely on Josh Allen, and they tried to build around him, but they really haven't. You see, when Josh Allen plays bad, they're bad. When Josh Allen's excellent, they're excellent. We've seen the Dolphins win with Tua being bad. We've seen Mac Jones be bad and the Patriots win. We've seen Aaron Rodgers be bad, and I mean it's a different situation now, but we've seen a team build around Aaron Rodgers. But with Josh Allen, they haven't. Not once. They should have lost the game to the Dolphins in the playoffs, but they had, Mr. Vapey McVape over here.
Yeah.
Can't call a timeout or get a play call in time.
Okay. So you think that it's going to be Patriots number 1. Who how else do you see that being stacked?
Well, so the reason why I go Buffalo is because I did say the talent isn't that far from Bailey Zappi to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But that's not what they need. That's not what Bill Belichick needs to win. He needs to ruffle Zach Wilson, ruffle these inexperienced quarterbacks, and make his quarterback. You don't have to have the best quarterback in the room. Just make sure you have the most competent team. And I believe he can prepare his team that way. Whereas other coaches may not have the experience to prepare their teams to go into a situation already down with their quarterback being out. But I think Bill has. I mean,
if there's one team to do that in this division, we're a part of that network because they have played many games and big games without their quarterback, and they've had to prepare for that. They did, but they know how that feels, and they know who has to step up and where they need to step up to elevate their team.
And you have to look at the one last point.
Yeah.
Tom Brady became this ultimate gunslinger, 500 attempts late in his career. It wasn't early on. He was a game manager for the first half of his career. Bill knows how to work an offense and work a team to do minimal to win. Most of those Super Bowls came off of field goals, last second field goals, dump downs. No blowouts.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying the best coaching matters. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
I agree with that. So eliminate these quarterbacks altogether. No one has a quarterback on their team. Obviously, you can't play the game, but no one has a quarterback on their team who has the better roster outside of the quarterback.
Well, Miami has a better roster out of the entire division, but as far as coaching, I'm still taking. I'm sorry. It's just key situations. We saw it last year, and I hate to bring it up all the time, but we got 4th and goal in a playoff game, and your coach is too busy hitting a vape rather than making sure everyone's on the field, making sure that the right personnel's on the field, making sure that his quarterback knows what time it is. Like, that was a problem. I know people brushed it off and thought it was funny, haha, but it was a playoff game, 4th and inches.
I mean, he blows mad clouds though, bro.
But I'm being serious on that one. That's pretty significant, and I know a lot of people brushed under the rug. I did not. That's bad. It's a bad look.
Okay, I do have a question. Are you brushing under the rug my question that I just asked about how are you going to stack this AFC East up if you had to rank them standing wise?
All right. So, are you talking about roster wise? Or are you talking about
standing? Like who's going to finish because they're working with QB2.
right,
You said Patriots number
one. Yep. Then I'm gonna go Dolphins 2.
Dolphins 2.
I'll go Jets 3, and I'll go Bills last.
Okay. So we basically swapped the Patriots and Jets in our.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, if we were to put ours two together, Dolphins would win the division. Do you want to play it that way, or
no? Because we both have the Dolphins. No,
second, and then I had the Patriots 3. You had the Jets 3.
You know what? We'll do Dolphins win the division.
Okay.
I think we should give Dolphins the wild card spot. Honestly, I think we should give them the wild card spot.
But who are we going to go with as the winner of the division?
Well, let's just write these ones down. Don't worry.
Okay.
Keep on going. We'll keep track. We'll put the AFC East in the. We'll come back to it. But we'll agree the Dolphins won the division. We'll agree on that.
Okay. Cool. The next one will be the AFC North. We have Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. They all lose their starting quarterback, which is a really good group of starting quarterbacks: Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson, and then Kenny Pickett. So now they're working with Tyler Huntley, Trevor Siemian, Joshua Dobbs, so Jimmy Neutron, and Mitch Trubisky. How do you see it? So obviously the Ravens have Tyler Huntley. Trevor Siemian is with the Bengals. Joshua Dobbs, well, he was with Tennessee last year, and now he is in Cleveland. And then obviously Mitch Trubisky is in Pittsburgh.
This is tough because I believe one of these quarterbacks is better than the starter already.
I feel like I know who you're talking about because it's the obvious one in that group.
I don't know. Is it? I just think Mitchell Trubisky is so much.
It's obvious in that group. Is Tyler Huntley better than Lamar Jackson? No. Trevor Siemian better than Joe Burrow? No. Joshua Dobbs better than Deshaun Watson? No.
So I truly believe that Mitchell Trubisky is not only is he better, but okay, they're even. They're equal. Okay, people, they're even. I don't want people getting on me, but I just don't see a big drop off in talent, and especially in skill. Yeah. I don't know about the decision making. Trubisky's proven that he can't actually, make a right decision or read a right read. But we've seen him with different coaches. Dayball, and now we have Mike Tomlin in there with their offensive coordinator.
2 years with the same offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Same offense.
Something he hasn't really had.
Yes.
And something he would need. And I feel like so many quarterbacks get a second chance in this league. Look at Josh Dobbs started last year. Tyler Huntley starts. We saw Tyrod Taylor start forever in this league. Trubisky has not had a second chance yet. I think that second chance is coming. This could be it.
A true second chance because they drafted Kenny Pickett so high that he always had someone looking over his shoulder. So I feel like that wasn't the true second chance. But in that instance, we're also not just talking about the quality of quarterback you're going down to. We're also talking about the roster that they are going to be surrounded by. And I don't think Pittsburgh has the roster that you would need to win this division. And I'm going to let you go ahead and talk this because I'm known as a homer for one of these teams because I talk to a lot of people on Twitter in that fan base. So I'll let you go and talk about what you think.
I think I know you're gonna go Baltimore here, but I'm sorry for spoiling that. But I look at someone like Cleveland and I go, what do they want to accomplish? They want to run the ball. They have the best running back, arguably in the NFL, not for fantasy, but the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they have a really solid defense. And Deshaun Watson is a superstar. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But this Kevin Stefanski is not known for slinging the ball everywhere. I think I broke this down on a couple Wednesdays ago on this network, 8 o'clock OUS.
On Once Upon a Sunday on Wednesday or Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Broke this down where Stefanski's always in the bottom 25 or top 5 in rushing attempts and never throws the ball, always in the bottom half of passing attempts. So this might work out for him because he's like, hey, I got Chubb. We're just gonna run. And we have a decent defense and we can stop these other terrible quarterbacks. Sometimes you got to play that game, get the lead and just run it. Especially think about it.
Yeah.
What happens when you get a backup quarterback in there? The playbook shrinks, and then we just basic. So for that reason, I think I'm going Cleveland number 1. I think they're my favorite team.
I just think Joshua Dobbs is just the worst quarterback in this division at this point. So that is just such a drop off. We're forgetting that he got picked up midway last year, had a really good game, but he got picked up midway last year, had to start out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even on a roster halfway through the year, and now he's just this potential quarterback. No,
proved it.
So
at this point, how better is he than Tyler Huntley? Though Huntley was very bad last year when he played.
He was. But Huntley also has experience in the playoffs. He has experience in basically what we talked about with the same situation that we had with the Dolphins in the previous discussion. I feel like we have that with Baltimore in this discussion as well. The players know what to do when their starting quarterback, their great quarterback, is not playing.
I do want to counterpoint you on your Ravens as soon as I let you explain first.
But I'm not going with the Ravens.
Damn it. Then my counterpoint is meaningless.
I'm going to go with the Bengals. Because while Trevor Siemian has fallen off, he has the experience to play. He has the intelligence to do what he needs to do to move the ball. And I think the Bengals roster is good enough and the players on the outside are good enough. I think the defense is good enough with these players at quarterback for the Bengals to do what they need to do in this division and win it.
I was going to bring up the receivers for Baltimore. I was going to bring up Rashad Bateman and Zay Jones, and I was going to bring up, you got to look at Cleveland. They have, Amari Cooper, and who else is the other guy? They have another guy that's pretty good. There's Donovan Peoples-Jones, but he's not the one I'm thinking about. There's one other receiver over there. I cannot. Elijah Moore. He's not great, but he showed flashes in New York. He's a new asset over there. And my point is this. You have Rashad Bateman, who's played a handful of games in this league in 2 years. You have Zay Jones, who's a rookie. How are they going to...
you have in Baltimore, you have Odell Beckham, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers.
Hold on. Odell Beckham, sure, cool. We've seen him work out how many times in different leagues?
I get that, but
you look at someone like an Amari Cooper, who is a veteran, who's been on multiple teams, who knows how to work and play and with different quarterbacks. You don't know how Zay Flowers and how Rashad Bateman are going to handle this pressure with a quarterback that can't really get him the ball. Whereas someone like Amari Cooper is like, hey, dude, let's work on our routes. Let's get something going on and help coach up the other team. Odell, is he really there for himself or is he there for the team? I know that, he's shaking that he's a team player and all that stuff.
Well, if he is there for himself, he needs to play very well to be there for himself because he's trying to get that big contract after this.
I totally forgot Odell was there, by the way.
Yeah,
I know honestly, it doesn't matter to me.
But if I'm ranking these receivers, these receiving groups, it's going to be the Bengals. It's going to be Pittsburgh. It's going to be a toss-up, in my opinion, between Baltimore and Cleveland.
So why Pittsburgh? So you got Deontay, you got Pickens.
And you got Allen Robinson.
And you got...
I know, but Allen Robinson is the third option. Yes, Allen Robinson is the third option. I will take gladly over Elijah Moore, over a Zay Flowers. Yes, 100%. You're looking at it in the fantasy aspect of
I'm
this.
not. I'm not. You think I am. You think I am. There
You
was times
100% are, because there was a quote that I had years ago from you. I don't care about or whatever you said. I don't care about actual football. I only care about fantasy football.
I mean, for winning and losing, I don't really care. I don't care if my favorite football team loses. I'm not 4 years
I don't care
old.
about X's and O's. I care about fantasy football. I think that's the exact quote from you.
Is that what I would never say that? I would never say that. I would say I don't care if my football team loses because I'm not 4 years old. But I do care if my fantasy team loses because I actually am invested in that and I actually built that. Whereas a football team, I'm watching like the Miami Dolphins. I have no stake in it. I have no say in who gets where. But I want to tell you that Allen Robinson sucked in fantasy. Yes, he sucked in real life. And I thought I sounded like you about 2 weeks ago until I listened to a podcast and I did some research. This man, you would think, oh, he's just not being used. Oh, he's not being targeted. That man was running routes. No separation. Could not beat a man. Could not get open in zone. He just could not do it. The numbers don't lie. They're right there in front of you.
But he's going against third cornerbacks.
He was going up against third cornerbacks there too.
No,
Cooper Kupp was there and he could not do anything.
He was not going up against third cornerbacks. And Cooper Kupp, did he play the entire year?
Cooper Kupp played about 7 games, and those 7 games for Allen Robinson, complete ass.
Well, let's just talk about the Rams last year. The team across the board was not the same. They had that hangover from the Super Bowl the year prior. So the team was just not the same. They were hungover. I really do think Allen Robinson is going to do, like, he's not going to light the league on fire, but he is going to be good. Like, he's going to be like Devin Duvernay good. He'll be like James Prochet good that I talked to you about last year.
Dude, he's in the total route wins for a wide receiver, 93rd best in the league. Route win rate, 94th in the world last year. Route versus man, 84th in the world.
So
like, these are bad numbers.
Here's the thing.
He just doesn't have it.
But here's the thing. 94th is back end number, or no, that's not good. That's like the bottom of the line, number 3 receiver.
It's not good, dude. He was not good last year. And if you look at the numbers,
I'm going to say this.
He's dead. He's toast.
I'm going to say this. Super Bowl hangover. And I think he's going to do well as a number 3 receiver with the Steelers. He has two really.
He doesn't make it out of camp.
That is a complete and utter lie, and you know that.
He doesn't make
you hate the guy. I get it.
They traded him for a 7th round pick. He's literally free.
But in football, if you're playing a football game and you are telling me you will not take Allen Robinson over, let me think of these third receivers, Zay Flowers.
I think Zay Flowers
over Allen Robinson? No, you won't.
Yes, no. I would. Yes, I would. Dude, he was traded for a 7th round pick. That's telling me that
what about Elijah Moore?
I'll take Elijah Moore.
No way.
His trade value. Look, okay, look at the trades. Look at the value and what players were traded for.
Okay.
He was traded for a 7th, bottom of the barrel. Like,
so, question.
Hey, we're gonna cut him first. It's like in dynasty football. Hey, Tom Brady's 44 years old, 46 years old. First one to offer me a 2nd or 3rd, I'll take it. That's what they said. First one to offer me a 7th, you get Allen Robinson. Or we're going to cut him.
Who would you take? Let me think of it. Calvin Ridley or Amari Cooper?
Coming into the season?
Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
Why? Amari Cooper was traded for what, a 6th round pick?
Amari Cooper also played a full season of football last year and proved himself.
What did Calvin Ridley get traded for?
Look, Josh,
these are your words. These are your words.
That's totally different.
These are your words.
You want to know the difference in that? The difference in that is age. The difference in that is if you got to look at that Jacksonville Jaguars team, that owner also, and that GM also likes to overspend. Look at what they did with Christian Kirk and every other player that they got there. That team loves to go, you know what? We'll go outdo everyone and give so much. I'm okay with that trade. But Amari Cooper is the age is different, I believe, by a year or so. And Amari Cooper proved that he played a full season. Allen Robinson didn't. He proved nothing. Zero. He's a 0. I'm sorry, Josh. He's a 0. Just like Devin Duvernay. 0.
Okay, so my next question
0.
is going to be, and it's not an actual question because okay, here we go. Amari Cooper or Brandon Cooks?
Are we talking fantasy or are we talking real life?
Real life.
Man, see, that's so different though because Dallas needed that receiver to opposite of CD Lamb way more than Amari Cooper. Than the Browns needed.
Well,
Amari
we
Cooper.
had that. He was just coming off an injury. Michael Gallup.
I mean, come on. How many years are we going to pretend Michael Gallup's an all-star in this league? Seriously.
He's not an all-star, but he's a really good number 2.
He's a good number 3. I mean, let's be real. I love Michael Gallup too, but he's not. He's proven that he's not a number 2. He's proven that. He's not.
This year?
There's
this year, maybe.
You can't compare. Like, if you want to go look around the past, like
this is Michael Gallup's year to prove that he is a true number 2.
So was last year and the year before, honestly. And you know that as a Cowboys fan. You know that as
no. I think the year before he did prove himself until getting hurt, and then that injury hurt him going into this season. He has said it multiple times that he just didn't feel right coming out of breaks. He just didn't feel right going up to get the ball. The injury affected him this year.
Injuries are a huge thing. For in your reliability, what do they say? Number one thing is reliability. Got to be there. Availability. There you go. So he's not available ever. And you look at someone like that, or you look at someone like I think about basketball back in the day when the Magic got Horace Grant. That dude never played. Like 4 games a year. It's like, what's the point of them signing him and he never plays? What did they do? Some players do that a lot. And Kadarius Toney, look at him. He could be a number 1, but he can't stay on the field. So why do I look at him as number 1 or value him as that? That's why I don't value Michael Gallup as anything.
Okay. So I don't know how we've gone through a half hour already on this show. So we do need to pick this up. I say that the Bengals are going to be number 1 in this division. My Apple Watch wants to talk to me. The Bengals will be number 1, and you say the Browns will be number 1.
I'll go. You know what? I got Browns.
Okay.
I probably got Bengals.
Okay. And you know what? Browns. I'm going to go Bengals. I'm going to go Ravens, Browns, and then Pittsburgh.
Steelers last, yeah. So I guess we'll meet in the middle and put the Bengals inside the second. You have them first.
Cool.
So you win out both times.
I didn't win out both times. What are you talking about?
Your number 1's won both times, whereas mine.
The Dolphins were my number 2, and the Dolphins were your number 2.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going there. Okay, now we have the AFC South. This one, I feel like I know where you're going in this direction, potentially. But we have the Texans lose C.J. Stroud, and now their starting quarterback is Davis Mills. And next we have the Indianapolis Colts. Their rookie, let's send them out. And they have the great Gardner Minshew. Then we have Jacksonville, where Trevor Lawrence is out. Yeah.
You're on the clock. Make a pick.
Shoot.
I got people telling me to tell you to make a pick.
Okay. So we have
let's walk through
the Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, and he's out. And now they have CJ Beathard. And then we have the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill out, and they have the great Will Levis. Where are your thoughts on that?
This is the worst division of all football. Let's just be clear on that one. So are we crowning
roster built? You're saying with the roster being built, worst division
in general. I think even if they have their starting quarterbacks, this is the worst division. Yeah. No, but roster built, yes, too. It's so ugly. You can't really. There's no really standouts to me in this division at all. Tennessee, they stand out, but Malik Willis proved that he cannot move the football at all at the NFL level. And then you go over to Indianapolis. That's got to be the favorite because Gardner Minshew should be the starter there to start the season anyway. And then you have the rest of the teams are just Jacksonville, sure, but Trevor Lawrence is the reason why they are so good. I'm going to go, since we're quick on time, give it to the Colts. Gardner Minshew is the thing.
And that's Pittman, where
Jonathan Taylor.
When I said I knew where you were going to go, I knew that's where you were going to go. And I'm going to go the same way. I'm going to go the Colts as well. I think Gardner Minshew is just the superior quarterback in that division at that point. I do like the way the roster is built. And when you have a team of crappy quarterbacks around in the division, I do think the Colts will be the superior team because no matter what anyone says, I do think Jonathan Taylor is a excellent running back in this league, and I think he can still be an excellent running back in this league.
I want to call someone out real quick while we get to the next one.
Yeah.
No. I'll save it for my fantasy show because it deals with running backs and doesn't deal with Jonathan Taylor. All right, who's next?
I'm trying to pick here, and it's just rough on me right now.
Yo, take Dak.
I know I'm considering that, but I also don't want to be that guy that takes Dak.
Dude, take Dak. All right, so y'all, we're in a fantasy mock draft that we're gonna break down on Wednesday night here on the Finstock Sports Network. We're in a mock draft. We're in round number 8, and he picked Dak Prescott.
I did. I took Dak Prescott. So the next division is going to be the AFC West, our final division in this situation, and we are going to have the I can't think of their name, Denver Broncos without Russell Wilson. They have Jared Stidham, and the big one here. I mean, this is huge. The Kansas City Chiefs are without Patrick Mahomes, and they now have Blaine Gabbert.
Solid. Solid.
And then we have the Las Vegas Raiders without Jimmy Garoppolo. They now have Brian Hoyer. And then the LA Chargers are without Justin Herbert, and they now have Easton Stick. I'm going to go ahead. Whew. I don't know if I'm going to go ahead because this is rough. But if it's a fully healthy team, I don't know. I'm gonna go with the.
Wait, where's Stidham at?
Stidham is in Denver.
Damn, I heard he's out playing Russell Wilson. That's right. I heard that. That's right.
That is, I think, the team I'm going with. Yeah. I think I'm going with Denver. Like, regardless of the receivers, they do have decent receivers. I'm not going to say they're great because they're not. They're decent. But that run game is nasty. And I think it's the best run game in the division. So I'm going to go with Denver, and I also like their defense to do a lot.
So you never heard of Austin Eckler? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think their combination of a run game is better than Austin Eckler.
You never heard of a Josh Jacobs? That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I definitely have heard of Josh Jacobs.
But we're all in on Samaje. We're all in on Samaje P. Ryan. Woo.
The guy that plays up here, the guy that plays down here.
Yeah. Denver is starting Samaje P. Ryan. Is that what we're excited for? We're excited for Samaje P. Ryan. I mean, there's some believers out there that Javonte Williams will be back.
Exactly. That's who I'm believing in.
But J.K. Dobbins also said he'd be back with a similar injury. Guess what? J.K. Dobbins wasn't back. He wasn't. He wasn't back all season.
Is Javonte Williams practicing right now?
Yeah, so is J.K. Dobbins. Guess what?
They also have Tyler Beatty. He is. I truly believe that Taylor.
Josh, you can't just name players that you watched in college. You can't be like, yeah, well, he has.
I can. Why can I not?
Because it doesn't mean he's good.
Because you haven't watched him and you don't know anything about them. I can't name them.
I know something about him. I know he's bad.
No, he's not bad.
Well, where's he at?
So you're going to say, I mean, Kansas City's not bad either because I am a big fan of Isaiah Pacheco.
I'm saying Denver. For the whole team, but for the run game, I would prefer Los Angeles with Austin Eckler, Joshua Kelly, and that whole staff over there.
Isaiah Spiller.
Yeah, Isaiah Spiller as well. Like they can get they're way better than the Tyler Baddies of the world.
My thing about, and it's just me, I think I'm 100% that guy, but I'm just waiting for Austin Eckler to kick me in the butt and say, nope, not doing it this year.
That's not going to happen. He's too good. He's too good. He's too determined. He's too driven. Look, those guys don't lose. And Austin Eckler is a great guy.
He's 28 years old. He's getting to that age where he starts to break down. He's got a smaller body. I don't know.
We both agree Denver wins this division. Yeah. What do we got?
Who's going to be your number 2 in this division? Because I feel like if there's going to be a team to go into the wild card, it's going to be out of this division.
So let's go to the teams that I think should win the divisions. I said New England, so they're a strong wild card potential.
Yep, and I said the Jets.
the Jets. They're still strong as well. Do we like those teams over? Because I like both those teams over any of these teams in the AFC West and the South. I can see Cleveland sneaking in as a wild card as well. I know that I like them. So we have 4 potential. I guess you like the Chiefs. I mean, sure, but they don't have a really special roster outside of Mahomes. And that's what I said last year in the preseason. I said the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl because it's Mahomes.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
I can go with Cleveland. I can go Cleveland as that second wild card.
Yeah, I like it.
Who do we go with the first wild card?
New England.
New England? Okay.
And then Miami already made it.
Miami won. So New England and Cleveland are the wild cards. With the division winners.
Now, right?
Oh, there are 3
teams.
wild cards.
Yeah. So now we got to figure out, do we put in – you pick it because I don't really – I mean, I care, but you pick it.
I mean, I'm going to go – oh, this is rough.
Baltimore?
Yeah, I'm thinking Baltimore.
Because their offense doesn't change much with their quarterback change.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And they do have a solid team just all around.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll say 3 teams make it from the AFC North, 1 team or 2 teams make it from the AFC South or East. Ooh. So that's going to be Dolphins, division winners, Dolphins. Then we have the Bengals. And then we have Indianapolis. And then we have Denver. So those are the 4 division winners. And then the wild card is going to be New England, Baltimore, and Cleveland.
You're on the clock again.
Oh, geez. These people are acting wild right now.
Well, we got to get this. Guys, we have a mock draft with like 5 more rounds left, and we have to get it done by Wednesday. Let's hustle. Let's go. So Josh just broke down I'm going to do the seedings while he makes his pick because he does everything else. Let me control something. Number 1 seed, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins, so they don't have to play anyone in the first round. I'll give Bengals number 2 seed, and the last. Who'd you say the last wild card was?
So Baltimore, Cleveland, and New England.
Ooh, so New England versus the Bengals right off the bat. That's going to be tough, but I'm sure you're going to take Cincinnati. We're going to Cincinnati. We're moving on to Cincinnati.
So who's playing? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
New England at Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cincinnati as well.
Cincinnati, yep. So then you would have the Colts versus I forgot the teams again.
So you're going to have the Colts probably versed. So where are we seeding this?
I did. Dolphins 1, Bengals 2, Colts 3.
Okay, so we're going to have the Colts versus the
6th seed.
So we're going to go the 6th seed as the Cleveland.
All right, and I got that's tough. That's tough. I got Cleveland winning.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that run game. Okay, then the last one, Denver versus the 5 seed, the best AFC wild card. Who was that, Josh?
It's going to be. So we did Baltimore. We have New England playing.
Yeah, we already picked New England to lose against the Bengals.
So it'd be Baltimore.
There you go. Baltimore, Denver, Baltimore. I'm going Denver.
I'm
going division winners because
I
mean, besides the Colts, because I think they're just
that's a tough one.
We picked the division winners to win the division. Why wouldn't they be?
Because maybe the AFC North is just that good of a division that
you know what? You want to give it to Baltimore? Give it to Baltimore. That's totally fine.
No, I'm trying to think
guess
about
what?
this one.
No matter who wins this matchup is getting smacked down by Miami.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right now.
I'm going to go Baltimore.
All right, the Miami wins that next round against Baltimore. Easy, done and done.
Okay.
And we have Colts
versus
Bengals and Cleveland. Bengals and Browns.
Bengals and Cleveland. I'm going to go the Bengals.
Bengals. So then we have Bengals Dolphins in the AFC title game.
I'm 100% going Bengals. 100% going Bengals just because of the experience of the quarterback going into the playoffs.
I'd have to agree with that as well. Bengals. On the other side, Dallas and San Francisco. We never decided who won that game.
So with that being said, I'm going to have San Francisco win that game.
I'm going San Francisco too. And I'm going San Francisco wins the whole damn thing.
Okay. So we have the Bengals in San Francisco, And yeah, San Francisco wins the whole damn thing.
Yep.
So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe us. We're going to try and do more of this stuff, but also we'll have conversations in between. So we join in, be a part of the conversation. We have a comment section for a reason. So join in on these conversations as well. We are part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. Mugs and Balls is our social media name: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Fins Talk Sports for the network on all of those as well. Josh Kimmel is Josh Kimmel OUS. I'm Josh Wingate 302. And there is a show after this. The East 10th Street Boys. Yep.
Bobby sent me the list and I messed it up. So
I'm messing it up too. Off the dome here. They come on at 9:30. It's going to be a fantastic show. So make sure to tune in for that. They are going to be talking about other running backs. I believe the Dolphins could consider if the Dalvin Cook signs elsewhere for the East 10th Street Boys tonight at 9:30 Eastern. With that being said, Kimmel, what do you have to leave us on?
I had nothing prepared, but I do have something to say.
Yeah.
People, be better, be nicer. This world is tough. Stop making it tougher.